Why do I associate this time of year with Pokemon? Well, let me tell you.
Ninjalens!
Konnichiwa, ninjas. It's me, Ninjalens. And if you remember last year, I talked to you guys a little bit about my holiday scarf. Something that's very special to me, but I wasn't wearing the proper holiday hat. So I think a good way to start off this holiday video is to talk a little bit about my special holiday hat. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be a little confused as to why I make this America flag hat my holiday hat. Well, there are a handful of reasons. For starters, most of the hats I own that are good for winter wear are beanies due to the fact that I had incredibly long hair for a very long time, and this was the only kind of stuff that would fit over my head. Most beanies out there are very dull colors. Blacks, dark greens, dark blues. You can't really see them very well. They also don't really fit in really well with Christmas colors. Obviously, there's red on the hat, which goes really well with my green scarf, which gives it a kind of Christmassy vibe. But there's more to it than just the colors. You see, this hat is very special to me in the same way that my scarf is special to me. You see, my mother actually knitted this scarf for me when I was in elementary school, a very long time ago. Surprised it still fits. And so it's special to me because someone very close to me made it for me. And the hat is similar. You see, when I was in elementary school, around the same time, I can't remember exactly what year, I actually made this hat myself. In class, they had like a sewing assignment, and I decided to sew myself a hat. I kind of agree that it's kind of amazing that it's stayed together for all this time. I mean, it has to have been made around like 15 years ago.
I'm getting old, man.
And while we're talking a little bit about sentimentality and special things emotionally, I think that brings us right into our topic for the day. Pokemon and Christmas. I personally heavily associate Pokemon with winter and Christmas. A lot of people associate Pokemon with the phone game Pokemon Go. And I'm not gonna lie, I really like the game as well. I gotta get one of those Santa Hat Pikachus! You're crazy. And I really like Pokemon Go, and it's also got a really cool Christmas event going on. But honestly, this time of year really doesn't look like the best time to be playing Pokemon Go. Just had to get that Santa Hat Pikachu. I'm guessing there are plenty of people out there who play mainly the main series games, or even have only played the main series game and don't like Pokemon Go. So then just forget about that. And I'm guessing I'm not the only one, because I've heard some people say they heavily associate Pokemon with winter and Christmas, but I have a more personal reason for doing that. You see, the very first Pokemon game that I ever played, I actually got on Christmas 2003. Sheesh, that was a really long time ago. I was only 8 years old and I got my very first Pokemon game. Now, I've actually told this story before, but I'll do a quick run through now. And if you want to hear the full story, click here. But when I was 8 years old, I got my very first Pokemon game, Pokemon Crystal. And I loved that game. And when I went off to middle school, I didn't have very many friends at the new middle school I went to, and so I dove right into Pokemon, associating heavily the idea that these Pokemon were my friends. Specifically, a Feraligatr named DJ. Now, I understand some people out there might think I'm a little kooky for doing that, but let's be fair here, I was a little preteen, I was lonely at a new school, so I tried to sustain myself being lonely. Summer after 7th grade, I went on a road trip. And on this road trip, I played Pokemon Crystal. I was trying to catch a Mr. Mime, I remember that vividly. And I decided to leave the game outside in the car while we stayed at the hotel on the road trip. When I got back to the car the following morning to play some Pokemon on the car trip for the rest of the way home, I opened it up and saw one of the most horrifying messages I think I can ever recall. The save file has been corrupted. I've elaborated a little more in other videos, specifically this one, the same one that I've linked before, about my story with Pokemon. But let's fast forward to the Christmas of 8th grade. The first Christmas after I had lost my friends, in theory. So I had been searching for Pokemon media all over the place. I didn't really live near like a big department store that had lots of Pokemon stuff in it. And they definitely didn't have a nice good amount of Pokemon DVDs, especially not for season 1 or season 2, the stuff that I was really looking for, because I was trying to get like in order and watch them all. I was trying to just watch all of the stuff that I was really familiar with, and that was mostly season 1 and season 2 of Pokemon. You know, the main one, the Indigo League, and Johto. So the only thing I really had to go off of was library DVDs. I lived near a library that had DVDs, and I still live near this library. I still live near many libraries that have DVDs. And I could only find these random little volume sets of very specific Pokemon, like these and this. And I tried to piece together, without the internet, by the way. I didn't understand how to use the internet. I bought this set of cards that had episode numbers and what the episode synopsis, essentially a Wikipedia list of episodes. And I decided that I was going to try and piece them together using these volumes. I actually did a pretty good job based off of what I can actually piece together from my memory of what I did do. And when I finally actually got the actual volume and was watching it this last summer, I think I did a really good job of getting through it in order. I have no idea how I managed to do that. But when Christmas came around and I was off from school, I really wanted to do something special because I knew I was going to be torn apart on Christmas and Christmas Eve and around Christmas time, because it was kind of like a past friend's birthday. I've dealt with much more severe loss than that, but back then that was the biggest thing in my life. It was dealing with the birthday of this Pokemon that you can say obviously didn't exist, but it was close to my heart. And I knew I was going to be in pain that time. So I decided to try and find a very specific DVD. And I biked in the snow to pick up Totodile's volume. I remember the day that I watched it, I set up like this really special day. I remember I saved up allowance to try and get like some snacks and some popcorn. I really wanted to have a nice day. I watched the Pokemon movies, and then I watched this. Pokemon Volume Totodile. It was a very special day for me. I guess ever since then, I've really heavily associated winter with Pokemon. Now, obviously, I took my long break from ever being involved with Pokemon, but I'm back now, and I'm glad to be taking part in Pokemon again. It really reminds me of exactly why I was so engrossed in it as a child, and I like playing it again. I love Pokemon. It makes me feel warm. It makes me feel joy. Another really big thing is that recently I did get back into Pokemon, and my big return actually happened during Christmas break. I talked a little bit about these beautiful moments during Christmas break in my last Christmas video. I didn't really talk about Pokemon, which was a really big moment of it. Now, I talked a little bit about the beauty of the middle of the night during winter, how it's incredibly quiet because there aren't many people on the highway, and obviously there's scientific reasons or whatever like that, but it's really beautiful because there's not many people out there. And I can just go outside, and after I'm done being a goob and just having some fun, I can just sit there and hear the silence. It's just kind of magical out there. I talked about a beautiful moment, and I really recommend you watch that video right there because I felt like it was a really beautiful moment. But another really beautiful moment was my return to Pokemon after a very, very long time of never playing games. I was incredibly sick, and I did the Pokemon Y Let's Play that I actually uploaded a little bit onto my second channel. If you want to watch it, if you want to watch something that's bad, you can also watch some good videos on the second channel. I have some good ones up there. A big part of those special moments of that time were the quiet time. It's nice to have Pokemon again during those really quiet moments. Alright guys, I really hope you guys have a really amazing holiday season. I hope you have a nice winter, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, New Year's. I hope you have a good time with all of that, or just time off of school and time off of work. I just hope you have a good time. Hope you guys enjoy some really good shows, enjoy some really good company, and just enjoy the majesty of winter and beauty. And I hope maybe one of the cool things you watch is me over this break. I have a little playlist of the best of the year. And for New Year's, I'm going to have a compilation of all my best years. But for the most part, this is my last video of 2016. And I will see you guys in 2017. But for now, I must return to the shadows of the internet. With the flash of the camera, I will return to the light. Ninja out!